Your reality isn't fixed. It's programmed. And the worst part? You're not the one in control. Ever had that gut feeling that someone close to you doesn't actually want you to win? They act supportive, but something feels, off. That's not paranoia. It's pattern recognition. Carl Jung exposed this hidden psychological warfare. Some people don't hate what you do. They hate what you represent. You remind them of everything they failed to become, and that eats them alive. But here's the real danger. Jealousy isn't just an emotion, it's a weapon. A silent, energetic attack designed to keep you stuck, doubting yourself, and questioning your own reality without even realizing it. And if you don't know how to protect yourself, they win. Most people will just tell you the signs. But recognizing them isn't enough, because once you spot them, then what? Stay locked in, because I'm about to reveal ancient, forbidden techniques that break their influence over your mind forever. Ignore this, and you'll keep reliving the same toxic cycles, wondering why you attract the same people, the same setbacks, over and over again. Let's expose them now. Most people think hatred is loud, fists flying, voices raised, open conflict. But the most dangerous kind of hatred, the silent kind, the one that hides behind polite smiles, congratulatory words, and "I'm so happy for you" messages that feel off. What if I told you that the reason some people secretly despise you has nothing to do with you at all? It's not your fault. It's their unresolved demons, and Carl Jung's shadow theory explains exactly why. Jung discovered that every person has a shadow self, a part of them they refuse to acknowledge. It holds everything they deny, repress, and secretly hate about themselves. But instead of facing their own darkness, they project it onto others. So when someone secretly despises you, what they really hate is the part of themselves they see reflected in you. Your confidence triggers their insecurity. Your success reminds them of their failures. Your happiness exposes the emptiness of their life. They don't hate you. They hate that you force them to see the parts of themselves they wish they could ignore. Ever had a friend who was supportive when you were struggling, but the moment you started doing well, they became distant, passive-aggressive, or just weird? That's not a coincidence. When you were on their level, they felt secure. But the moment you started winning, even if you worked hard for it, they took it personally. Your success made them feel like failures, even if you never intended it. Think of two co-workers who start at the same job at the same time. They struggle together, complain about the boss together, and bond over their shared misery. But then one of them starts leveling up, getting promotions, earning recognition. Suddenly, the dynamic shifts. The struggling co-worker starts making subtle jabs, downplaying their friend's success, forgetting to invite them to things, or becoming cold and distant. It wasn't just friendship. It was unspoken competition. And the moment you stop playing their game, they turn against you. What if I told you that some of the closest people in your life are actively sabotaging you without even realizing it? The childhood friend who always makes you feel guilty for outgrowing them. The family member who constantly forgets to tell you about opportunities. The co-worker who pretends to help but secretly sets you up for failure. Jung's research shows that most people live in denial about their own bitterness and jealousy. They don't wake up and say, "I hate this person and want them to fail." No, it's more insidious than that. They'll tell themselves things like, "They think they're better than me. They got lucky. They changed." But what really changed? You started becoming who they secretly wished they could be. Once you recognize these patterns, you will never unsee them. The fake support, the subtle jabs, the growing resentment. And here's the most dangerous part. If you don't learn how to protect yourself, these people will slowly drain your energy, sabotage your confidence, and manipulate you into staying small, just so they can feel comfortable. So the real question is, how do you spot these people before it's too late? They won't tell you they hate you. They won't openly admit their jealousy, their resentment, or their secret wish to see you fail. No, they'll disguise it. They'll wrap it in humor, fake concern, and subtle manipulation. Until one day, You wake up and realize you've been surrounded by wolves in sheep's clothing this entire time. But once you know these 8 hidden signs, you'll never be fooled again. Sign number 1, contempt disguised as jokes. I was just kidding. You take everything so seriously. Ever had someone make a joke at your expense and when you reacted, they flipped it on you, like you were the problem for not laughing? This is not a joke. It is a psychological attack wrapped in humor. Carl Jung's warning. Sarcasm and passive-aggressive jokes often come from deep-seated resentment. When someone constantly belittles you under the guise of humor, what they're really doing is testing the waters, seeing how much disrespect you're willing to tolerate. Action step: flip the frame. Next time someone does this, do not react emotionally. Instead, flip it back on them. Oh wow, look at you trying to be all successful now, huh? You. Yeah, isn't it crazy? You should try it sometime. Watch how fast their energy shifts. Sign number 2, hidden sabotage. Oops, I forgot to tell you. Oh, you needed that document, my bad. Ever noticed how some people always forget the things that matter to you, but never seem to forget things that serve them? The truth is, they do not forget. They are sabotaging you. Carl Jung's research shows that subconscious jealousy manifests in passive-aggressive sabotage. These people will accidentally leave you out of plans. Forget to pass along information that could help you. Constantly delay things when you need them the most. Solution: protect your moves. Stop telling these people your plans. Stop relying on them for help. Move in silence and watch them get frustrated when they no longer have access to sabotage you. Sign number 3, silent competition. Oh, you got a new car, that's cool, but did I tell you I'm getting a Tesla? They cannot let you have a moment. Everything is a competition. Why this happens? People who base their self-worth on comparison will never be happy for you, because in their minds, your success means they are failing. Game changer. Stop playing the game. The moment you stop engaging, stop reacting, stop competing, they lose their power over you. Sign number 4, fake support. I'm so happy for you. But their energy says otherwise. Ever shared good news with someone and felt an awkward pause before they forced a smile? The truth. People who secretly despise you will pretend to support you, but their energy will always expose them. They suddenly get too busy to celebrate your wins. They downplay your success. Yeah, but anyone could do that. They subtly shift the conversation back to themselves. Test them. Ask for something inconvenient. If they truly support you, they will be there. If not, you will get excuses. Sign number 5, control disguised as caring. I just think you should be careful. I'm only saying this because I care. Translation: I do not want you to outgrow me. The truth: if someone constantly guides you but never supports your independence, they are not protecting you. They are controlling you. Solution: stop asking for permission. Start making decisions without consulting them, and watch their reaction. Sign number 6, subtle gossip and character assassination. People are saying things about you. I just thought you should know. Ever noticed how some people act like they are warning you about rumors, but somehow they always know every detail? Carl Jung's warning. If someone spreads false narratives about you, they are trying to control how others see you. Game changer. Confront them directly. Ask, I heard you had some thoughts about me. Can we talk? Watch them panic. Sign number 7, lack of joy in your success. That's cool, I guess. Ever had someone react to your success with dead energy? Or worse, shift the subject immediately? The truth: envy is admiration in disguise. They want what you have, but cannot admit it. Hack: watch their face. The next time you share good news, observe their facial expressions. Micro-expressions never lie. Sign number 8. Unconscious, non-verbal cues. The body never lies. People can fake words. They cannot fake energy. Secret weapon. Pay attention to their tone, body language, and micro-expressions. Tense jaw, suppressed anger, forced smile, hidden resentment, avoiding eye contact. They feel guilty. Now that you know how to spot these people, what do you do next? In the next section, I will teach you the silent energy shift that exposes fake friends instantly. Stay locked in. This is where the real power begins. Some people are masters of deception. They will smile in your face, clap when you win, and pretend to support you, but their energy always betrays them. What if I told you that your body already knows who is fake in your life? That before your conscious mind even processes it, your nervous system has already picked up the truth. Because here's the secret no one talks about. Energy never lies. Your gut knows before your mind does. Ever walked into a room and felt uneasy for no logical reason? Maybe you sat next to someone, and suddenly your mood shifted. Your stomach tightened. You felt drained, tense, or anxious, even though nothing obvious had happened. That wasn't just in your head. That was your body screaming at you before your mind could rationalize it. Carl Jung's research aligns with ancient wisdom. Your subconscious mind picks up on patterns, energy shifts, and micro-expressions before your conscious brain catches on. This is why you can sense tension in a room before anyone speaks, or why certain people exhaust you just by being near them. And when it comes to fake friends, your energy will always tell you the truth before their words do. The secret vibration shift. Light versus heavy energy. Next time you're around someone, do this silent test. Do you feel lighter or heavier in their presence? Do you feel calm or tense? Do you feel energized or drained after talking to them? Because here's the hard truth. Fake friends and hidden enemies will always drain you. Even if they aren't openly negative, even if they act supportive, their unspoken resentment will manifest as energetic resistance. Ever noticed how, after hanging out with certain people, you feel exhausted for no reason? That's because your nervous system was on high alert the entire time, picking up on their fake energy. The instant tell. What happens when you share good news? If you really want to know where someone stands, pay close attention to their instant reaction when you share something positive about yourself. Do their eyes light up, or do they hesitate before forcing a smile? Do they immediately change the subject? Do they subtly downplay your success, making it seem like no big deal? Because here's what most people don't realize. True supporters will feel joy when you win. Fake friends will feel discomfort. The social mask slips. Pay attention to micro-expressions. People can fake words, but they can't fake micro-expressions. These are the tiny, subconscious facial reactions that happen before someone has time to control their emotions. Carl Jung believed that the subconscious mind reveals itself in split-second reactions. If you watch closely, you'll see it. A flicker of irritation when you succeed. A clenched jaw when you mention an achievement. A quick glance away when you talk about something exciting. These reactions happen before they can adjust their facial expression to hide their true feelings. That's when you catch them. What if I told you that the people around you are rewiring your brain without you realizing it? That their thoughts, emotions, and even their limiting beliefs are subtly programming your subconscious mind. Studies in neuroscience prove that the human brain syncs with the energy of those around it. This is why spending time with highly negative people can make you feel drained, uninspired, and anxious, even if they never say a single negative word. Think about it. Have you ever left a conversation feeling self-doubt, even though no one directly criticized you? Have you ever felt exhausted after being around someone, even if they weren't outwardly negative? Have you ever noticed how your mindset shifts based on who you spend time with? That's because energy is contagious. And if you're constantly surrounded by people who resent you, compete with you, or secretly wish for your downfall, their energy will start influencing your own thoughts and emotions. How to use this knowledge to protect yourself. Now that you know how to spot the energy shift, here's how you protect yourself. Test your body's reaction. Before analyzing someone's words, analyze how you physically feel around them. Your gut knows first. Stop ignoring red flags. If you constantly feel drained after being around someone, that's your nervous system warning you. Listen to it. Detach and observe. Instead of reacting, start silently observing. Watch their micro-expressions. Watch how they react to your wins. Watch their energy. Distance yourself strategically. You don't have to announce that you see through them. Just start pulling back. Reveal less. Protect your energy. Watch how they react when you stop giving them access to your life. Because here's the truth. Once you see the shift, you can never unsee it. Why do we keep attracting these people into our lives? It goes deeper than just energy. It's psychological conditioning. And in the next section, I'll reveal the dark truth about trauma bonds and why some of us are unconsciously drawn to toxic people. Stay locked in. This is where everything clicks. You might think, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I always end up with fake friends, manipulative people, or those who secretly resent me? What if I told you it's not random? That the people you attract into your life are a direct reflection of your subconscious programming. Carl Jung warned us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. The dark truth. You've been trained to accept this. Most people don't just attract toxic individuals. They've been subconsciously trained to tolerate them. If you had a parent who made love feel conditional, you may have learned to accept people who only support you when it benefits them. If you grew up around jealousy or competition, you may unconsciously seek out friendships that mirror that dynamic. If you were emotionally neglected as a child, you may gravitate toward people who withhold affection because it feels familiar. And the most disturbing part? Most people don't even realize they are repeating these patterns. The hidden cycle, trauma bonds disguised as friendships. A trauma bond is a psychological attachment to someone who mistreats you, but because the relationship feels familiar, you mistake it for love, loyalty, or deep friendship. It's why people stay in toxic friendships for years. Why some go back to emotionally abusive relationships over and over. Why even when you sense something is off, you still hesitate to walk away. Because deep down, your subconscious believes, if I can finally make this person love and respect me, I'll prove I'm worthy. This is just how relationships are. I shouldn't expect too much. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm overreacting. This is the trap. And if you don't break it, you will keep repeating it. The pattern you can't ignore. Here's an exercise that will change everything. Write down every toxic person you've ever encountered. The friend who secretly competed with you, the partner who manipulated you, the relative who always made you feel small. Now ask yourself, what do they all have in common? Because here's the shocking part. This is not a coincidence. This is your subconscious mind recreating familiar wounds. It's why people raised in emotional chaos often attract dramatic relationships. It's why those with abandonment trauma end up in friendships where they feel easily replaced. Until you break the pattern, your unconscious mind will keep replaying the same story with different people. The wake-up call. Why most people stay stuck. People would rather stay in familiar pain than face the unknown. It's why someone will stay friends with a person who clearly resents them. It's why people tolerate passive-aggressive sabotage from family members. It's why victims of manipulation often second-guess their own reality, even when the signs are obvious. Carl Jung called this the shadow trap, where people unconsciously seek out situations that reinforce their old wounds instead of breaking free. And here's the scariest part. The people who do this to you often don't even realize they're doing it. They too are acting from their own subconscious wounds. The breaking point. How to escape the cycle. Now that you see the pattern, how do you break it? Radical self-awareness. Recognize that your past conditioning has shaped your choices, but you are no longer that person. Identify emotional triggers. If someone reminds you of an old wound, a critical parent, a jealous sibling, pay attention. That's a sign your subconscious is replaying old programming. Stop explaining yourself. If someone is constantly misunderstanding or belittling you, stop trying to convince them otherwise. The right people won't need an explanation. Cut the energy first. If you're not ready to walk away physically, start emotionally detaching. Stop reacting. Stop giving them access to your thoughts, feelings, and plans. Watch how they panic when they realize they no longer have control over you. Reprogram your subconscious. Start affirming, "I only attract people who truly support and uplift me." Watch how your reality shifts. Because the truth is, once you become conscious of the pattern, it loses its power over you. But here's where it gets even darker. What if I told you that these people aren't just operating from their own wounds, but something much more sinister? In the next section, I'll reveal the dangerous role of spiritual warfare in hidden hatred, and why some people feed off your energy like parasites. This is where it goes deeper than psychology. This is where it gets real. Stay locked in. You're about to see the full picture. Some people are energetic parasites. Have you ever noticed how certain people leave you feeling completely drained after just a short interaction? It's not because they're loud or demanding. It's not because they're constantly complaining. It's something deeper, a feeling of exhaustion that has no logical explanation. These people are energy parasites. They may not be consciously aware of it, but they thrive on your emotional reactions. Whether it's your joy, your frustration, or your sadness, they need your energy to sustain themselves. The more you feed into their drama, their negativity, or their fake support, the stronger they get and the weaker you become. Here's how they drain you without you noticing. The way these people operate is subtle, so subtle that most people don't even realize what's happening until they're completely drained. They provoke an emotional reaction. This could be through backhanded compliments, passive-aggressive jabs, or making you feel guilty. They feed off your energy. Your reaction, whether it's defending yourself, getting upset, or over-explaining, is exactly what they need. They repeat the cycle. If you stay in this loop long enough, you'll notice a pattern. Every time you're around them, you leave feeling worse. This is not a coincidence. It is an energetic attack. Jung believed that some people are not fully in control of themselves. They are driven by unconscious forces, sometimes even entities, that take over their behavior. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone's eyes shift when they get angry? Almost like they aren't fully present. Have you ever been around someone who seemed to create chaos and destruction wherever they went? Have you ever felt like a person's presence alone brought negativity into your life, without them even saying a word? This isn't paranoia, it's a real phenomenon. There are people who act as vessels for negative energy, and their purpose is simple: to disrupt, distract, and drain those who are destined for something greater. Here's the unsettling truth. If you are a person with strong energy, deep purpose, or high ambition, you will attract more of these people than the average person. Why? Because energy parasites seek out the strongest sources of light. They are drawn to people who have power, whether that power is spiritual, creative, or emotional. This is why highly driven people often find themselves surrounded by doubters and manipulators. Empaths and healers tend to attract deeply wounded, toxic individuals. Successful people often have friends who secretly root for their downfall. They come into your life to test you, weaken you, and keep you from stepping into your full potential. Here's how to cut them off, without them even realizing it. Here's how you dismantle their power. Stop feeding them reactions. The moment you stop reacting, they start losing control over you. Detach emotionally before you detach physically. Pull back your energy. Stop sharing your plans. Watch how they panic when they can no longer drain you. Seal your energy. Before interacting with them, take a moment to mentally say, "Your energy has no power over me." Observe their shift. When you stop giving them access to your emotions, watch how their behavior changes. Walk away without explanation. No dramatic exits. No confrontations. Just distance yourself and let them reveal their true colors. Because here's the truth. Once you recognize these people for what they are, they lose their ability to manipulate you. What if cutting them off isn't an option? What if you have to deal with them in your workplace, your family, or your social circle? This is where psychological warfare comes in. In the next section, I'll teach you the exact tactics to dismantle their power over you without them ever knowing what's happening. This is the part they don't want you to learn. You now know who they are. You've seen the signs. You've felt the energy shifts. You've identified the patterns. But what if I told you that walking away isn't always the best option? Sometimes cutting them off completely isn't possible. Sometimes you need to neutralize their influence before they sabotage you. This is where psychological warfare comes in. Because the truth is, toxic people only thrive when they have power over your emotions. The moment you take that power away, they start unraveling. Here's how you dismantle their influence without them even realizing what's happening. Tactic number 1, the mirror trap. Toxic people hate their own reflection. If someone constantly criticizes you, belittles you, or tries to make you feel small, mirror their behavior back at them. But here's the key. Stay calm. If they mock you, mock them back in the same tone. If they act condescending right back. If they guilt trip you, guilt trip them. Watch how quickly they become uncomfortable. Because the truth is, these people dish it out, but they can't take it. They only survive by keeping you on the defensive. The moment you flip the dynamic, they panic. Tactic number 2, controlled silence. Most people fight back when attacked. That's exactly what toxic people want. They want your reaction. They want to see you flustered. They want proof that they still control your emotions. So what happens when you give them nothing? Try this. Next time they throw a passive-aggressive jab, pause. Hold eye contact. Say nothing. Let the silence make them uncomfortable. Psychological research shows that people fear silence more than confrontation. By not engaging, you force them to sit in their own discomfort. They will either scramble to fill the silence, exposing their insecurity. Backpedal, realizing their words had no effect on you. Project even harder, which only exposes them to others. Either way, you win. Tactic number 3, the gray rock method. Some people can't be reasoned with. They thrive on emotional chaos. They need your reactions to fuel them. So what happens when you become boring? The gray rock method is a technique designed to make you completely uninteresting to manipulators. Give them nothing. No emotional reactions, no detailed responses, no engagement. Act indifferent. Be vague. Be monotonous. Keep your words short. Watch them implode. When they realize they can't get a rise out of you, they will either find someone else to target, expose themselves by overreacting. Because here's the truth. Without your energy, they are powerless. Tactic number 4, the subtle reframe. Toxic people survive by keeping you on the defensive. They attack. You defend. They control the conversation. But what happens when you flip the script? Try this the next time someone tries to belittle you. Them. You really think you can do that? You're not that special. You. That's interesting. Why does my confidence bother you? See the shift? Now they're the ones being questioned. When they throw an insult, don't defend yourself. Make them explain themselves. This technique works because it forces them into a position of self-reflection. and most people can't handle that. Tactic number 5. The silent withdrawal. What if I told you that you don't have to confront them at all? That the most powerful move you can make is pulling away silently. Most people expect dramatic exits. They expect blocked numbers, explosive arguments, emotional goodbyes. That's why they remain in control, because they know how to manipulate you when emotions are high. But when you simply detach without announcement, stop sharing your thoughts, stop giving them access to your emotions, stop giving them information about your life, they won't know what's happening. They won't know how to react. They will feel the shift, but they won't be able to stop it. Because here's the truth. Some people don't deserve closure. Let them sit in their confusion. Here's the reality. Manipulative people, energy parasites, and toxic individuals only have power over you if you keep feeding them. Stop defending yourself. Stop explaining yourself. Stop reacting to their games. When they realize they can no longer manipulate your emotions, they will self-destruct. And when that happens, you won't have to remove them from your life. They will remove themselves. But now comes the final test. Most people will never wake up to this truth. They will keep falling into the same traps, repeating the same patterns, and blaming everyone but themselves. So the real question is, are you ready for the final red pill? In the next section, I'll reveal why most people will never wake up to this, and why that makes you different. Stay locked in. This is the final truth. Most people go through life reacting to energy instead of controlling it. They let outside forces shape their mood, their decisions, and even their destiny without realizing it. But what if I told you, energy isn't just something you feel. It's something you can control. Ancient civilizations understood this. They knew how to manipulate energy fields, protect their life force, and deflect negativity before it even reached them. And the scariest part? The modern world has erased this knowledge. On purpose. Because if people knew how to control their energy, they wouldn't be easily manipulated. They wouldn't be drained by fake friends, controlled by guilt, or deceived by false support. But once you master these hidden techniques, you become untouchable. Step 1. The hidden science of energy control. Everything in the universe operates on vibration and frequency. Your thoughts, emotions, and even your presence emit waves of energy that can be felt by others. Ancient civilizations knew this and developed methods to control their own frequency. The Egyptians used geometric energy grids in their temples to amplify personal power. The Taoists mastered the art of internal energy flow to become immune to outside forces. The Hindus developed the chakra system to control vibrational output and deflect energy attacks. Yet today, most people leak energy without realizing it. They let toxic people drain them simply by staying in the same room. They allow negative thoughts to create low-frequency energy fields that pull them into self-doubt and exhaustion. And the worst part, they don't even know it's happening. Step 2. Energy manipulation tactics that make you unshakable. First, the mirror shield technique. Energy is a reflection. What you project, you receive. When someone tries to send negativity your way, imagine a mirror reflecting it right back at them. Instead of absorbing their energy, you redirect it. If someone tries to belittle you, stay silent. Let their words bounce off. They will feel their own negativity instead of you taking it on. If someone glares at you with jealousy, hold your posture. Breathe and return their gaze without emotion. They will feel exposed because their own energy is now confronting them. Second, the energy anchor method. Energy vampires can only affect you when your frequency is unstable. That's why monks, warriors, and spiritual masters use anchoring techniques to ground their energy. How to do it? Before entering a situation where you'll be exposed to negative energy, press your feet firmly into the ground. Imagine roots extending deep beneath you. Breathe in deeply and affirm, "My energy is my own. No one can take it from me." When someone tries to disturb your peace, focus on the soles of your feet. This keeps your energy locked into place. Third, the quantum field control method. Science has proven that our thoughts create electromagnetic fields that affect the world around us. The elite and ancient rulers knew this, which is why they never let outsiders influence their minds. The secret? Control your thoughts, and you control your reality. Before entering a conversation, set your energetic boundary. Imagine a force field around you. When negativity arises, speak calmly and slowly. This disrupts emotional attacks, because toxic people feed off chaos. Observe, don't absorb. If someone is acting aggressively, see them as an experiment in energy projection. Do not engage, just observe. Once you master these techniques, you become a fortress. And when manipulators realize they can no longer affect you, they disappear. But what if you could go beyond just protection? What if you could reshape reality itself? Most people think reality is fixed, that the way things happen is just fate, luck, or coincidence. What if I told you reality bends to energy? For thousands of years, mystics, shamans, and even secret societies have used frequency and ritual to shape their world. But modern society has buried these practices under skepticism, because if the masses knew this power existed, they could not be controlled. Step 1. The secret power of vibrational frequencies. Everything in existence vibrates at a specific frequency, including your body, thoughts, and emotions. But here's what they don't tell you. Certain frequencies can alter your state of mind and even shift reality. The Schumann resonance. The Earth itself emits a natural frequency of 7.83 Hertz. This is the vibration that keeps your body and mind in harmony. But in modern society, most people are disconnected from this frequency. Their energy is hijacked by artificial noise, toxic emotions, and chaotic environments. How to fix it? Spend 5 minutes a day in complete silence to realign with the Earth's natural vibration. Walk barefoot on natural ground to absorb grounding energy. Avoid low-vibration environments, places where people are angry, envious, or chaotic. 432 Hz versus 440 Hz, the hidden music frequency shift. Ancient music used 432 Hz, a frequency known to promote healing, mental clarity, and energetic balance. But in the 20th century, the global music standard was shifted to 440 Hz. Why? Because 440 Hz is a frequency that induces stress, anxiety, and disconnection. How to fix it? Listen to 432 Hz music, found in specific playlists online. Be aware of how different sounds affect your emotions. Speak in a lower, slower tone. This calms both you and those around you, making you energetically dominant in any conversation. Step 2. Ancient energy rituals to protect yourself. The fire burn method, used by shamans for centuries to cut energetic ties. Write down the name of a toxic person or situation on paper. Set the paper on fire, safely, and watch the smoke rise. As it burns, visualize the energetic cord severing. This technique releases energetic attachments that keep you tied to manipulative people. The water reflection ritual. Ancient Egyptian and Mayan healers used water as a mirror to cleanse negative energy. Fill a bowl with still water. Gaze into it and visualize negativity leaving your body. Once done, pour the water into the earth to release stagnant energy. The salt and smoke purge. Salt absorbs energy, and smoke clears it. Place a small bowl of sea salt in your room to absorb negative vibrations. Burn sage, palo santo, or incense to clear the space. Step 3. The final shift. Programming your reality with energy mastery. Reality is not solid. It is a reflection of the energy you emit. Ancient rulers and spiritual masters understood this. They didn't just protect their energy, They manipulated it to shape their reality. The way you think, speak, and feel creates an electromagnetic field. What you focus on expands in your reality. Your energy is a frequency dial. If you tune into power, power flows back to you. Once you master this, toxic people, negativity, and chaos can no longer reach you. You don't just survive in this world, you bend it to your will. Now the final question is, are you ready to master it? Most people will never wake up to this. They stay trapped, manipulated by fake friends, drained by energy parasites, and stuck in cycles of self-doubt. And they don't even realize it's happening. Carl Jung warned us, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. The truth is too painful for most to handle. Ever warned someone about a toxic person, only for them to defend the very person hurting them? Oh, they didn't mean it like that. I know they're like this, but they're still family. I don't want to overreact. This is cognitive dissonance. When the truth is so uncomfortable, people choose denial. Waking up means admitting they've been lied to, recognizing that some of their closest people secretly resent them, and taking responsibility for their energy. For most, that's too much to handle. From childhood, you're programmed to ignore your instincts. Be nice, even when someone disrespects you. Forgive and forget, even when someone sabotages you. Believe family is everything, even when they're the ones holding you back. A society where people trust their intuition, set boundaries, and refuse to be manipulated can't be controlled. That's why you're conditioned to doubt your gut, tolerate mistreatment, and stay small. Most never break free. If you've read this far, you already sense something is off. You see the unseen forces, psychological, spiritual, and energetic, shaping reality. But knowing isn't enough. What will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep ignoring the signs, allowing the same patterns to repeat? Or will you step into your power, cut the cords, and rewrite your reality? The moment you stop playing their game, their control over you crumbles. Most people defend their manipulators rather than face the truth. But you're not most people. Now that you see the truth, here's how to stay free. Audit your circle. Who drains you? Who uplifts you? Cut the dead weight. Move in silence. Stop sharing plans with those who don't support you. Watch how fast you succeed. Stop explaining yourself. Toxic people keep you in defensive mode. The moment you stop justifying, they lose power. Trust energy over words. If their energy feels off, it is off. No more excuses. Become unavailable to manipulation. When you refuse to react, refuse to explain, and refuse to engage, you become untouchable. And remember, the moment you break free, some people will turn against you. They'll say you're acting different. They'll accuse you of being selfish. They'll try to guilt you into staying the same. Don't fall for it. Their reaction is proof they benefited from your lack of awareness. Let them talk. Let them be offended. Let them remove themselves. Real power comes from mastering your energy, not pleasing people. Now it's your turn. Comment, "Now I see," if this hit home. Like and subscribe if you're done falling for the lies. Want to go deeper? Join the Philosophical Essence newsletter. This is the turning point. Are you ready? Comment below.